Let's get right into it. Number 10. Live interviews can be difficult at the best of times, but they get even harder when things start getting lost in translation. We don't know if this Japanese pool player is struggling to understand English or if he's just playing up for the cameras, but either way he manages to put the interviewer's skills to the test. The entire thing is hilarious, from the random catchphrases and yelling to the way he says he could win no problem, but I mean, watching the host try to keep it together might be the best bit of all. It may not have made a lot of sense, but I'm guessing he'll remember that interview for a long time.
Today very lucky. Congratulations me! Yay! English a little, no problem, only so. So so you had that shot to win it, and then you kind of recreated it for the crowd afterwards. When that shot didn't go in, did you think, I might have blown it here? I have a pear. I have an apple. Oh, apple pear. そんな感じ. I've not ever done an interview quite like this before, Naoki. Do you think you can win this tournament?
Number 9. Art gets a pretty bad reputation for being difficult to understand, but what this host decided to create in this clip was pretty much impossible to misinterpret. During a demonstration from a famous sand sculptor, Mark was allowed to test out the circle making tool with surprising consequences. The two circles next to each other looked suggestive to say the least, and it didn't really help that the unfinished tower looked kind of dirty too. In the end, the female co-host was laughing really hard, and the sculpture was changed before it could cause any more trouble. I mean, it was pretty intense for a show that airs first thing in the morning.
We also got a little toy I'd like you
dress,
to
like
try to
Penny.
play with if you like. This is a willy sphere.
Okay.
And this makes a perfect circle.
Oh,
in
that's
sand.
cool.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Where do you
That
get
is
all this
really
stuff?
cool.
These you can buy, and those ones I made.
Huh.
No,
How
you
much
know
is that?
the tools
Wow.
in your hand are.
What did I just make there? Wait, hold on.
Sphere.
Oh my
Go ahead.
gosh. I gotta get rid of that. I gotta get
This
rid
is
of
a
that.
child-friendly event.
Oh, maybe it's time to go. Listen,
We really should
we gotta
I'll
go.
make two of them together.
Don't ever give me one of those tools again.
It's all about the count.
Number 8. Bill O'Reilly is not exactly a stranger to flipping out on air, but normally he's at least ranting about a particular issue or person. This time though, all his anger was aimed at a teleprompter. First because it showed him lines he hadn't seen, then because it stopped showing him words altogether. Finally, he was given the phrase, "play us out," and the fact that he didn't know what that meant was apparently just too much. He swore at his team, tried to rip off his mic, and eventually just stormed out, but not before delivering a really awkward speech to exit.
What is for credits? I don't know what that means, to play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Number 7. Not everyone can be a great artist, but it takes a level of skill in itself to screw up this badly. This news program was showing Google's latest experiment with AI, where a computer has to guess what item people are drawing just by learning as it goes along. The computer guesses scissors and a bow tie with no problems, but when Casey asked to try, things went downhill pretty quickly. Casey's cannon drawing looked way more inappropriate than it should have, sending everyone in the studio laughing. She tried to draw over it, but it only made it much worse, and there was no recovering the broadcast after that.
A cannon. I don't know.
Oh, what do you do? What do you do? Oh no, there's no erasing is the thing. Oh, that's amazing. Let's. That's so good. Oh, it just got so much worse.
Make a different cannon.
Oh, okay. Truck. How about a truck? Yeah, that looks good. That's a truck. Oh, I see a car. Pickup truck, maybe.
Number 6. As you probably already know, the most important thing about live TV is to stay focused, because as soon as your mind wanders, you start to make mistakes. This anchor was doing what should have been a fairly easy piece about Jennifer Lopez's new song called Jenny from the Block. But he accidentally let his viewers know what he was really thinking about. He was supposed to say that New Yorkers would rather give her a curb job than a block party, but ends up saying that they wouldn't give her a blowjob either. He recovers pretty quickly, but there's no mistaking the laughter in the studio. I'm guessing next time he might want to go over his lines a few more times.
J-Lo's new song, Jenny from the Block, all about Lopez roots, about how she's still a neighborhood gal at heart. But folks from that street in New York, the Bronx section, sound more likely to give her a curb job than a blowjob or block party. The New York Post, sorry about that slip up there. I have no idea how that happened, but it won't happen again. And that's your news and the G Block, as Fox reports.
Number 5. Okay, so this is an old clip, but there are some TV fails that never go out of style. A lot of news broadcasts show their teams working in the background, but I'm guessing this channel regretted that as the two men directly behind the show's host got a little distracted from their work. What starts with one hit turns into a full-on fist fight with both guys hitting the floor and completely forgetting they could be seen. That by itself is pretty funny, but the host not even noticing is even better. Also, the way he just runs away when he finally realizes what's happening behind him is hilarious too.
Era l'ultimo servizio e come avete visto anche oggi una pagina importante del nostro quotidiano raccontare il territorio con immagini e notizie, ma finiamo come sempre con gli auguri. Alla prossima edizione di Canale 10 News, arrivederci.
Number 4. There must be something about early morning TV that makes presenters drop their guard, because this Today Show broadcast went from serious to ridiculous in less than a minute. Lisa Wilkinson had just finished talking about the importance of her white shirt as a symbol against ovarian cancer when co-host Carl decided that looking just wasn't cutting it. He meant to draw attention to the long ribbons on her shirt, but he reached a little lower than he needed to, making everyone at the table start laughing. Thankfully, Carl and Lisa had been working together for nearly a decade, so both of them found it hilarious, but I can't help but wonder how any other presenter would have reacted.
Have to find a cure for it.
Lisa's shirt just goes on. Oops, sorry.
Why are you reaching? That's out of bounds, man.
That's right. He only touched my pussy bow. It's okay. But my pussy bow goes all the way to the floor. So it's a good thing you didn't touch it all the way to the floor. But,
You know when you're really comfortable with someone.
yeah, exactly.
See? Look how long
I know,
this
it
is.
just goes on
Not
forever
even I'm allowed to
and
touch the pussy bow, you know?
How long have we been?
Number 3. Presenters dropping their persona as soon as the camera stops rolling is nothing new, but when someone forgets to cut their mic, it could lead to some crazy consequences. That's what happened in this clip. Sue Simmons was talking about an opening sting for a story when something was clearly happening behind the scenes. Stock footage from the story rolled, but the mics were left on, meaning you could hear a very angry Simmons ask someone in the studio what the F they were doing. The fact she's usually so professional made this even more shocking, and it's no wonder she had to apologize, but I mostly just wish we got to find out what made her so angry to begin with.
At 11, paying more at the grocer, but getting less will tell you how to get the most. The fuck are you doing? We need to acknowledge an unfortunate mistake that I made, and one of the teases we bring to you before this program. While we were live, just after 10 o'clock, I said a word that many people find offensive. I'm truly sorry. It was a mistake on my part, and I sincerely apologize.
Number 2. The presenters on BBC Breakfast are some of the most trusted in UK television, but moments like this remind us that even they aren't immune to screwing up. Just last month, both Rachel Burden and her co-host John Kay managed to introduce both the entirely wrong guest and the wrong segment. And while that happened, the correct guest was sitting just a few feet away on the couch with them. Even worse, the display screen behind them clearly showed what the right guest looked like, so they should have been able to realize their mistake. It was pretty awkward, but maybe the cringiest thing about this is the guest on the couch just let them carry on, even though he must have known they were talking about a completely different person.
Yeah, former British serviceman Leslie Binns turned around to save a woman who'd collapsed while she was on her trek. But he's now attempting to scale the world's highest mountain again. He's going back and joins us now in the studio ahead of his next mission. Good morning.
I think you have the wrong guest, sir.
You are Todd Landman,
I am
aren't
indeed.
you? You know, it's ever so funny.
You look so heroic.
I looked
very
at this
much.
man, I thought, he doesn't necessarily look like a mountaineer.
I think our mountaineer is that man behind us.
That's the one.
Do you have any heroic stories
in the
to tell
green
us?
room. I have many heroic stories.
Here's our honorable mention. To give this a really quick brief description, the actress Ali Wentworth went on Jimmy Kimmel Live for like an interview like most people. For some reason, she wanted to compete with Miley Cyrus, as apparently Miley wore something that Ali liked, so she basically flashed everyone on live TV. Now, I doubt that they would have let her do that if they knew about it beforehand, but either way, it was done in front of a full live TV audience and is actually pretty funny to watch.
Oh boy.
As an old lady with saggy breasts, I was watching Miley Cyrus and I thought, all right, I'll play that game.
You look fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. Oh.
Right now.
Number 1. Now there's only one explanation I could think of for this last video, and that is after a while of broadcasting, you could get a little bit too comfortable. This seemed to be the case with Belinda Hagen, as after her co-host Mark commented on how the urn in the story was both small and impressive, she shot back that he would know all about that. It's obvious what she's referring to, but what's less obvious is whether she meant it as an insult or a compliment. Either way, it was an incredibly awkward moment and a fail more than deserving of a spot on the list.
And England skipper Andrew Strauss arrived in London proudly showing off the little urn. They'll spend 4 days at home before flying out for the World Cup. And Belinda, I just can't understand how something so small can be so impressive.
Well, Mark, you would know about that. Thank you very much. Weather's next with Jane Riley, but first, here's George Negus.
And there's our video on the top 10 fails caught on live TV. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe so you see whenever we upload a video. Also, if you have your own top 5 or top 10 idea, feel free to search me a handy form in the description to submit it. With that said, thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.